Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I go by the name Yana Mapaza. And yeah, guys, can you please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel? Can you please tell your friends to tell their friends, because a girl is in need, okay? But yeah, guys, so today's video is about the reasons why I decided to get sober from marijuana. Today is Friday. I haven't been able to film this entire week because people are still painting the outside of my unit. So yeah, man, there's just been a lot, that has been going on. But yeah, today's Friday. I just finished writing my second exam, 2 of 4. So I'm just really excited about that. I just want to get it over and done with. I'm over it, And with regards to my previous video, guys, I'm just gonna tell you guys when I'm ready, but I'm gonna leave it as is. But I'm gonna tell you guys when I'm ready. But I'm distraught. But whatever. Yeah. Okay, so why did I decide to get sober from marijuana? So my life became unmanageable. My life became unmanageable because I already have ADHD, and some of the ways that the ADHD symptoms present themselves, it really makes it hard for someone to live and exist in this neurotypical world. So ADHD plus marijuana, it's a mess. It was an absolute mess, if I'm being honest. I want to stop running away from my emotions. So marijuana obviously allowed me the opportunity to run away from emotions and not necessarily have to deal with anything. So yeah, I just want to stop running away from my emotions, and I also want to build the muscle to deal with life on life's terms, and not feel like I can cheat life, or smoking is going to make everything feel better, because it doesn't. It quite literally exacerbates everything. I want to build a life I don't feel the need to run away from. This one is a very important one for me, because I had to really think about why I was smoking as much as I was, why I wasn't able to envision a life outside of drinking when I'm out, or like smoking. And it's like, why did you feel the need to do that? So it really is about building myself and building the bandwidth to be able to deal with life sober, and not necessarily feeling the need to run away constantly. Present, guys. I want to be present. I want to be present. So when I was really young, I had a lot of I used to dissociate a lot, and I'd always be having conversations with my friends. I remember having conversations with my friends and telling them that, guys, as much as I'm having this conversation with you guys, as much as I'm here and we're talking and we're having the time of our lives, I genuinely do not feel like I'm here. Those are some of the things that I would say, when I was young. And I realized that I never truly felt present in my body and present in myself. So one of the reasons that I stopped smoking weed is because I want to be present and feel present, and not be just out and about in clouds and in my thoughts and in my head. It was just an absolute nightmare, okay? I want to remember conversations with people. So when you're high, I remember the feeling of just blacking out and just almost like performing so that the situation is okay. Like every time I'd find myself in social situations, I couldn't even remember some of the conversations that we had, because I'd kind of like black out and just like, look, the personality is there, like I don't struggle with conversations and stuff, but when I'd be out, I'd just black out and just give the person whatever I want to give, whatever I feel like they need from me, and then I just forget about that conversation after that. I wouldn't even remember. We were not really connecting, so I really want to start connecting with people when I'm out, and really having conversations that are nice, because I'm someone who really loves engaging in conversation. I love it. Like, tell me what you got. Tell me what your bum is got. Tell me about your things, or whatever, or the stars, or whatever. I really, really enjoy conversation. So when I was high, I just was not present, and I couldn't remember anything, and it was just a thing that I was doing because I was supposed to do it. It was not necessarily, I was not really in touch and wanting to engage in that kind of conversation and thinking about possibly forming something with that person. It was just a matter of, oh, whatever, like, whatever, let me just do this thing and then let me go back home. But guys, also another thing that I wanted to say is that my mic, I don't know where my mic is. I think I lost my mic. I'm gonna have to buy a new mic. So yeah, man, please can you bear with me when it comes to the sound and stuff. Yeah, I want to feel regulated. Ish, this is a big one. I just felt like I was just dysregulated. My nervous system was just, guys, the things that weed has done to me. I'm over it. Like, I'm so over it right now. I think I'm about 4 months sober, like completely sober. And I'm just over it. Guys, I felt so dysregulated. Like anything could, like my emotions were everywhere. My emotions were just everywhere, like little things would tick me off. 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm sad, 1 minute I was just dysregulated and not feeling like comfortable in my body or uncomfortable in my mind. I felt like my mind was working against me and had the possibility of eating me alive. Like, it was so bad. I want to know my emotions and to allow myself to feel, even though numbing out felt productive. Oh, just even something as little as knowing your emotions. Never mind feeling them and allowing yourself to feel them, just knowing them. Just like, oh, yeah, I feel happy, or yeah, I feel... Because for me, it was kind of like anxious or happy. That's all I knew. There was no nuance, it was either you were anxious or happy. And most of the time, it was anxious, depressed, sad, and... or sometimes happiness would pay a visit, but I didn't know what my emotions were. Like, I couldn't say that, oh, I feel, I don't know, I just always say I feel anxious, or oh, I feel happy. Yeah, I want to know my emotions, getting to know my emotions and allowing myself to feel, even though numbing out feels productive. I wanted the party to stop. The party never stopped. That's how I describe active addiction, is that the party doesn't stop. People go home, people are done with the overindulgence of the weekend, and for you the party continues. The party never stops. That's the thing with weed, is that the party never stops. So I just wanted the party to stop. I'm over it. Like, real life is not having a good time all the time. And it wasn't even a good time. That's the thing. Like, we convince ourselves that life in active addiction is just like having a party all the time, but most of the time it really became an absolute nightmare, because it became something that you were doing even though you didn't want to do it. It just becomes a nightmare. And that's the thing about the disease of addiction, is that it tricks you into believing that you're having a party every day, but it's not. It really isn't. So I just really wanted the party to stop. I was tired of the surges and crashes. So when you surge your dopamine levels. When you crash, you don't go back to baseline, you go back to below baseline. And when you're in that state, you are more susceptible to wanting that surge again. And that's how then the addiction cycle starts. That's how you find yourself in addiction, because then you are having an amount of dopamine that is not normal. And what happens after that? Anything that goes up needs to come down, and when it comes down, it doesn't come down to baseline, to normalcy. It comes down to below baseline, which is depression and not feeling well and feeling anxious, making you more prone to wanting that high again, just so that you feel normal. Not because you're even gonna get that high, but just so that you feel normal. So yeah, man, I was just really tired of the surges and crashes, because when you crash, it is not a good time. Okay, it is not a good time. I want to have more control. So yeah, addiction really makes you feel like you don't have control. Like, that level of not being in control of something, as someone who likes being in control, was the worst thing ever, guys. It was really the worst thing ever, because I would say that tomorrow now I don't want to smoke, and then I'd be able to not smoke until 5 p.m. and then I'd just find myself walking to the weed shop. Can you imagine? Like, find yourself walking there and you're like, no, but I don't want to do this, but I'm doing this, but I'm doing this and I need to do this. And then when you smoke, it reminds you why you didn't want to do this last night. It's literally the worst thing that has ever happened to me, but also the best thing that has ever happened to me, because I feel like the amount of things that I'm finding out and learning about myself in recovery are absolutely amazing. Yeah, man, also wanting to use the time that I used to spend smoking weed in a more productive way. If you rely on like smoking weed after being back from work, there's so many things that you can do, you know, but the weed just makes you want to just numb out, sit on your couch. It literally is like, it's that, like when people say that people who are weed are like, people who smoke weed are like this and that, it really is like that. Because let's talk about the munchies, let's talk about the overindulgence of it all. Let's talk about the wanting to not do anything, wanting to just be in that state of being numb and just like over consuming, and it's just, it's not into it dignified, guys. It really, really isn't. The bad choices that I would make when I was under the influence of marijuana, the overspending, the bad choices, the bad food choices that I was making when I was on weed were not dignified, okay? They were not dignified. It gave me so much anxiety, guys. I used to be an anxious person. I started shaking. My hands started shaking. Can you imagine? You know? And people thinking like, is she on like other things? Like, what is going on, girl? You know? Yeah, man, it made it really hard for me to control impulses. So yeah, man, those are some of the reasons why I want to stop smoking weed. I also just want to build a beautiful life, you know. Yeah, I don't want to rely on substances, on mind altering substances for me to feel okay. I want to I definitely think that I'm going to go on ADHD medication, but that's just it, you know. Outside of that, I don't want to find myself taking mind altering substances so that I feel okay or feel good. You need to get it. That's the thing with addiction and, you know, recovering from an addiction, is that you need to get the fact that you are addicted. You're an addict, and that's okay. That's completely fine, you know. And I'm just so glad that I came to the realization right now when I'm young. People get to these conclusions when they're in their 60s, you know. So I'm just really glad that I'm here. I've always known that this was something that I was going to eventually have to kick, but also just, you know, still very much in the crux of it, you know. So I'm hopeful, grateful, and thankful. I don't know if I mentioned this, but with regards to my previous video, guys, I'm singing a testimony. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna, you know what, whatever. I'm over it. I'm over everything. Like, I'm over it. After I'm done writing exams, then yeah, I think I'm gonna be more, I think I'm going to focus on my YouTube more. But yeah, I'm just so sad, honestly. I'm just so sad, but whatever, okay, whatever. I'm gonna let you guys know when I'm ready. I'm not ready. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who has been watching some of my videos, guys. I'm really liking YouTube. I don't want to lie, I'm really liking YouTube. I'm not thinking too much about the metrics and stuff. I'm genuinely enjoying this, and this is why I wanted to come on YouTube. So I'm grateful, thankful, hopeful, and grateful. And yeah, you know, grateful, thankful, and hopeful. And yeah, 4 months sober, guys. I just want to continue going on the journey and documenting my process, guys. This is not the kind of channel that's going to tell you that after 4 months of me smoking weed, this is what I felt, or this is, it's not about that, you know. Because I feel like when you it's almost equivalent to fad dieting as opposed to actually making a lifestyle change, you know. Like, I'm not gonna come here, give you guys quick fixes and tell you guys after 2 months this is what's gonna happen, so try for 2 months and then decide. No, this is really a lifestyle change, you know. It really is a lifestyle change, and it's not easy. I don't want to lie to you guys, you know. Most of the time I really just want to, like, when I'm going through, like, when I'm really emotional and going through my things, I really just want to numb out, but I'm sticking through it, you know, and I'm dealing with it, you know. So yeah, guys, I've also been really enjoying my life. Hey, I've really been enjoying my life, being present in my life, and yeah, guys, that's all that I have for you guys today. See you guys in the next video. Mwah. No bars.